Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we're going through the Port Adelaide versus Essendon. I guess it was almost a smashing in the end, in which Port just ran over the top of them and really showed Essendon that they're not really there yet, Essendon. And it seems like we say this every single year, that Essendon are good, but they're not good enough to be there or thereabouts. So we'll obviously see over the next couple of games when we start to get a realisation of where they are on the table, Essendon. But 2-2 for Essendon, having beaten Hawthorn and St Kilda, and both of those games they probably should have lost as well, to be honest with you, as it was inaccurate kicking that caused them to get over the top in those two games. So it'll be interesting to see if Essendon in the long run are winning more games, or whether their teams start to kick more accurately against them like Port did last night, and overrun them. So before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this recap. So first of all, they just let Connor Rozee run free, and he did his thing. 49, 41, 25, 18. He is going crazy at the moment, and he is basically doing... he's outdoing Butters by enough that he was the better choice, is basically what's happening here at the moment. So that is annoying that I went Bont over Rozee. If I'd gone Rozee over Bont, I think I would be in probably the top sort of 3,000 or 4,000, which kind of sucks. You know, you make all these mistakes and stuff like that. But yeah, Rozee, he went absolutely nuts at 133. He kicked 3 goals in the end, and that was basically the difference between him and Butters' score, is the 3 goals that he kicked, as well as Butters giving away, I think, a couple of free kicks as well. Horne-Francis was pretty good with a 111, and just turned it on in the second and third quarter, like Rozee did as well in the first, and then the second quarter they turned it on. Horne-Francis had basically career highs across like multiple facets. Disposals, I think clearances, centre clearances as well. So he just dominated the Essendon midfield. Zach Butters did his thing, 28, 12, 39 and 27, a massive third quarter. And that was actually a 43-point third quarter because they added the tackle that occurred at 5:42. They added that into the third quarter total because it was a tackle that happened in the third that led to a goal down one for Port. So that happened in the third. So it was effectively a 43-point third and then a 23-point last. But he got up to a number that I'm happy with. It's just that Connor Rozee's going more off. So kind of sucks. But Connor Rozee we can obviously target soon, as that break even of 118 for Connor Rozee is going to be tough. It's going to obviously go down now, but he's not going to go up too much, and we can target him in the next, I think probably actually post-buy, so he could be anywhere within sort of 80k and sort of 1.03 mil by then, probably. Horne-Francis, Butters, Finlayson somehow pumped out 100 in 3 quarters, and don't know how he did that, didn't really notice him, to be honest with you. But he did that. 2 goals, 1 I believe he kicked. So he ended up doing all right, but it was, I think, just all the marks. I think he had like 8 or 9 marks, which helped. Geordie Ardies put out 86, so he was pretty good. In his first game back from ACL, I want to say, basically a year ago. So he did pretty well. Farrell 75, just showing that those halfbacks can be inconsistent. Drew 74, again, some people thought about jumping on him, and he just showed that he had that tagging role on Merritt that really didn't do well, because Merritt did what he wanted to do, but I guess they got the job done in the end, Port by a convincing margin, so who cares. Burn Jones 74, kicked I think 3 goals, I think 2 of them were off Butters' goal assists. And Houston 73, so for those who started him, he has been absolutely pathetic and is going to go down into the 700Ks and is not a top defender, to be honest with you, just because the ball is just not in Port's backline enough at the moment, or they don't kick it around enough to... a lot of the point share you can just see here is going to these midfielders, these 3 big mids, and you can see with that, it doesn't really go to the defenders. Burton, Bergman, Alir, Mead, Soldo, Radaglia, Zerk Thatcher, Burgoyne, McEntee, and then no one else here. Really, Boat got subbed out with an injury, I believe. Essendon. Then we move over to them, and Zach Merritt a 135, amazing in the first quarter. Second was pretty good, third was pretty good, and fourth he put out at 34. So he ended up at 135. And when you do content creation, you do a lot of research, and you do probably more so than a lot of other people, because you're doing all reviews for all 18 teams. You see this, you see that, and you have to. You also get a lot of questions by people, and so you sort of look into a lot of players. And one player that I flagged his teammate in Darcy Parish, but I flagged Darcy Parish. Where is Parish down here? Parish played, didn't he? Perkins, Parish was 66. I flagged Parish because because everyone was also flagging him as well, for being potentially taking a step up. But I flagged him because of potentially their run. And their run looked so good to start the year. So for Merritt to go off the hook and basically show that their run was good is annoying. It is so annoying, because that was so it was so there, and I should have just gone with Merritt. And now Merritt has basically gotten away from all of us. So those who had him over the likes of Bont are absolutely laughing. Martin, Corballs, Dersma, Heppel, Kelly, Setterfield, Hobbs. See, these guys all... Martin was great, and it's annoying that I traded him out in Supercoach and now trying to find a way to get him back in. But, Merritt, he did his job. Martin did his job. It is cheap possessions for Martin, but he's so accurate with his kicking at the moment, so just hoping he has an off... I was hoping he had an off game so that I could grab him back in a little bit cheaper. But yeah, he just was pretty good. Corbold, Dersma, Heppel, Kelly, Setterfield, Hobbs, Mackay, Jones, Parish, Cox, Perkins, McGrath, Redmond. See, all these guys, no one really matters here. No one really matters. And they're all, you can obviously see here, they're all just going to lose money, and they're not really fancy relevant at all. So this is a really weird game in which you basically had just Port, who don't have any rookies, who are just focused on Rosie, Francis, and Horn Francis and Butters, and then you got Essendon, where it's just Merritt and Martin. I mean, you could look at Parish and say, oh, he's back. He came back, and he's now got what's he now at Parish? What's he averaging for the year now? Is that only 2 games? 2 games, 85 average. He'll pick that back up, and he's gonna drop in price now. I would suspect 66, 54 difference. Gonna drop maybe 35k or so to 920k. He may bottom out at about 800k and be a guy that you can just average 105, 110 at sort of that 800k range, which is perfect for sort of upgrade season. But anyway, that pretty much is the video. A very short one for this one, just because there was no one really relevant from this game, and it was sort of a beatdown, to be honest with you. So Port just ran through Essendon, and it was sort of over at... well, it was a good first quarter, but then after that, Essendon just fell away. Their pressure on transition fell away. Yet again, they're getting punished on transition, and that'll be the way that they go to beat... that teams beat them, is just beating them on transition, because that's the way that... I guess Port did. They just did that again. They don't want to... Essendon just don't want to transition defense again. So anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the Swans West Coast recap tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in that one. Bye, guys.